Good evening. Welcome to the latest edition of Storm Report Live. I'm one of the co-hosts, Chris Sipperly, general manager, as well as a co-owner of the team. I'm also joined by my co-host Adam Samarov, um, longtime Storm supporter and year 3 coach. How are you?
That's right. Not been doing bad. It's first time this year, first storm report of 2024, and we're getting back into the roll of things here. Things are happening in the world of the storm.
Yeah, no doubt. No, it's good to be back. It's sorry we've taken so long to get back on. I mean, we figured we'll keep this one kind of an informational one. We typically have some guests, but we decided to kind of just kind of give some updates and some things, and then kind of get ready to put a whole nother season together of the Storm Report. I think this actually goes back. You and I doing it. This is season 4.
Yep. Just like a good television show gets better the longer it goes.
Yeah, another 3 years will be syndicated.
That's it. So I had to ask you real quick.
Mhm.
So I saw that you were down in Florida this last week with your family. How did being able to kind of get away from the cold up here and enjoy Florida?
No, it was fun. We had a great time. We went to Disney for I think overall the entire trip was 9 days. So getting acclimated back to it isn't so cold right now, but we do miss the sunshine already. So
that is true. We haven't seen the sunshine here in a week, and I don't think we're going to see it till this weekend either. So
no,
at least you got the better of that. But
no doubt. No, it was good. It was a great time, and we were wrapping down the trip the other day. The kids, enjoy the sun. You're not going to see it again until June, so you might as well soak it in when you can.
Setting them up for disappointment. Excellent. So yeah, big news that came out this week. The official return through the New England Football League that we are officially back. So ready to go in terms of we're back in the fold here after taking off last season. And so that's obviously a very big deal, obviously, to make it kind of an official thing through the league.
Yeah, we're definitely happy to be back. Like every year, there's some other leagues that show some interest, but home is where the heart is. We've had a lot of success in the league, and we kind of have a really good working relationship with the folks in the league. So it was really no brainer. We kind of made it known pretty early on what our plans were. But things change, and you never say never. But working with the group that we have on the league side, and with the directors and all the teams that are coming together for 2024, should be an exciting year. There are going to be hopefully some natural rivalries that we can make some really good football games this coming summer.
Absolutely. Speaking of summer, the league has come out and said when the season is going to start, and in a little bit of a change from the past few years, the season is actually going to start June 15th this year. Usually it's in July. So the season kind of goes in through October, right through the middle of high school season. This change, effectively gets the regular season done first week of September.
Yep.
Playoffs, obviously, after that. But what do you think of the change in terms of moving this season back about a month?
For me, it's great. Not me. For the team, it's great. Because one of the things that we noticed, especially, I mean, you can attest to this, everybody's really ready to go in the early springtime. So you're kind of putting between rock and a hard place. Like you want to get started, but you don't want to start too early, and moving it up essentially a month because it typically would be the third week of July. So moving it up a week, it kind of allows you to keep that momentum rolling a little bit quicker. And I think it's good. Well, I mean, in the end, the biggest reason for the change is a referee shortage. So that should ultimately help. But the biggest thing is just tighten the season out, doing our best as a league to tighten it up so we avoid as many buys as possible, because everything's momentum. There's nothing worse than having, a bunch of buys or start too early or start at the wrong time, and you start having holiday buys that you don't want. So this kind of hits the sweet spot. There was discussion about starting earlier, but the consensus was the second week of July or June, excuse me, was the way to go.
Right, and that seems like that is probably the case throughout the league, not just obviously us with the Storm, but all other teams that are involved between the Green Jackets in New York and a lot of the last teams, Connecticut teams, Rhode Island teams.
Yeah, it's a welcome change. It's something I know. Last year they kicked. How many weeks early that last year? Do you remember? It's like 2 weeks.
A couple,
maybe,
yeah, not too many.
Something like that. So you know what? The biggest thing that I see, especially over the last 2 years, is the willingness to change, the willingness to evolve, and take a look at the problems that you have and figure out some ways to work around it before they come even bigger. So I give the league a lot of credit for being open about making changes because the league's been around for a long time. So it's very easy to feel like, don't fix what isn't broken. But the reality of it is, in order to move forward, you have to move around,
Mm-hmm. And I know Tom Teresi runs the league as a commissioner of the league, and he has done, an amazing job. Again, I mean, obviously for the Storm, and he's been visible at some of our things over the last handful of years that I've been around it. But every week he's sending out like, hey, if there's any problems, here's my number. Like, let me know what's going on. And again, we run the gamut from, used to be in Maine. I mean, again, Mass, Rhode Island, Connecticut. I mean, it's literally New England, and he does a lot for that. So,
Oh, most definitely. I mean, he and Anthony, I can't think of his Morganti. Tom and Anthony are, really in it, as well as, the competition committee members. Like last year, it was Clay Torres of the Ravens for single A and Steve Maycock for double A. The communication is constant. It's not perfect, obviously. I mean, because there's some things that you get thrown into that aren't perfect. So the only result you're going to get is imperfect. So there's only so much you can do. But overall, I think they do a nice job.
Excellent. So we've had now, to switch gears a little bit, so far we've had 3 meetings.
Yep.
I was to the last one. We had a decent turnout. Was very happy about that. Got a chance to see a bunch of guys that I haven't seen in person for a while. So that was very cool. Our next meeting for people, if they're still interested in, coming on and coming with us, is February 10th. That is next Saturday.
Yep.
Okay. I had to look at my calendar.
It's definitely
Saturday.
Yeah, it's Saturday.
Yep. From 6:30 to 8 p.m. at Lynn's Uptown Tavern in Albany. They're located at 15 Colvin Avenue. They have a nice room behind the bar and, a chance for, guys to get together again, see people that you haven't seen in a while and, just get an idea. The last meeting, we had Coach Grimes, our head coach, was there, and Coach Williams, myself, and Coach Cousin was there. Jim is saying 6 to 8. Okay. Yep. 6 to 8. That's fine. That's So a couple hours and a chance to meet coaches, meet other guys, get a playbook, talk about what's going on, what this year can bring. So, hopefully that'll be well attended again.
Yeah, no, it's been good. Like it's been really very, very positive. Like you pointed out earlier, a lot of times these meetings turn into family reunions because the reality of it is with all the time you spend with them over the however many years they've been around, they become family members. So it's always good to see them, but it's also equally exciting to meet the new guys that are excited to be part of something. And kind of in a kind of like almost like what we're doing with the Storm Report traditionally week over week is just trying to learn about them. And there's only so much you can do, via text message or phone call or whatever. So it's always good to see people. Especially, some folks that are trying to get comfortable with some people they don't know yet. So they've been fantastic. Lynn's has been fantastic. They have really good food there. Great space. We have access to what is it? 8 TVs back there.
Yeah. So it's a really good setup, to be able to, show off a little bit of what the team is and what we got going on. Yep. So no, definitely when I was there last time, definitely very positive vibes. I'm looking forward to seeing more guys and hopefully, we'll go from there.
Yep.
Let's see what else we got. Oh, okay. So we talked about the season opening June 15. The schedule itself is not put out yet, but
no, not yet. No,
it could be I believe, in the AA division, which is where we've been for the most
Mhm.
part
Yeah, over the last
over the last
15.
handful of years. But the schedule, like I said, the schedule is still to be determined.
Mhm.
We know, I'm sure we'll play teams like the Green Jackets and things like that,
Yep.
but it's just a
Sure.
matter of when and where.
Yep.
So that's something that they'll put out on the NEFL Facebook and get
Mhm.
that all set. And then one of the things I did want to talk about is this year, for the first time in a handful of years, the Storm have 2 home games at Spinelli Field in Bennington, the Mount Anthony
That's
Union
big. That's real
Field.
big.
Um,
And
but I will say there is another vote on March 5th, whatever the first Tuesday of March is, for town
Mhm.
meeting day. Another vote is going up for the turf, so that will be interesting to see how that plays out.
do you I got 2 questions. Well, one's a point, one's a question. In terms of the schedule is going to be dictated based on what teams are in the league. So I don't know exactly when the application cutoff is for new teams. I want to say it's March 1st, but it could be mid-February. I lose track of that date. But the goal is to have that schedule out as soon as possible. In terms of the vote, has there been anything out there informational wise that we can get out to the people?
I haven't seen a ton of stuff. I do know that it's a pared down version of what they tried to pass the last time.
Yeah.
But I'm not 100% sure. I really haven't been following it as much as I usually do. But
Yeah, I'm in the same boat, and that's a note that I'm going to take and kind of make sure that we beat that drum,
Yeah.
because it's important for the community. It's not about us; it's about the community.
Definitely. So either way, so we did put this out a while ago, but it's worth re-mentioning and re-putting over the fact that we have 2 home games at Spinelli Field this year. So I'll defer to you on this in terms of when and some of the how that kind of went down in terms of working with the school district to be able to have
of course. So
there.
we're looking at 2 dates right now: July 12th and July 26th. Obviously, both home games. We'd like to see. We want to make sure that we bring good football to Bennington. There hasn't been a football game played in Bennington in terms of the Storm since October of 2022. So we'll be roughly about I don't know.
Many months.
Too many months.
Too many months.
The goal is to give the people something fun to go watch. We've always played well at Spinelli. Matter of fact, the last time we played at Spinelli was 2019, so it'll be just about 5 years since we played there. Combination of things. The big one being we have Willow Park now, and then we had COVID 2020 mixed in the middle. So, but anyway, the opportunity was there. Work with Paul, the former AD there at Mount Anthony, now working with Mike. We got the dates on file. Our goal, like I said, our goal is to have really good matchups those 2 weeks. I can't guarantee who they're going to be because I don't know, but I can tell you that it's a well-attended game. I would estimate, and correct me if I'm wrong, I would say most of the time, what do you think? 500 people?
Probably somewhere in that vicinity.
It's been 1,000 before.
It has.
I've counted the door before. So it's really exciting. The people get into it. It's under the lights.
The kids come and watch because the kids come and watch and get a chance to see what's going on with that. And
yeah, no, it's important. I don't want to say we lost track of that because there's been a lot of things that haven't allowed us to do it. So to have the opportunity now, especially with us starting roughly 3 weeks sooner than we do, and that allows that window to be because now these games July 12th and 26th are almost to the point where those games will be like for seeding,
right?
Possibly. So these games should be really, really good. They're like I said, they're highly attended. The crowd's great. It's just a great feeling to be able to play in front of people again because we love Willow Park. Willow Park is home, but we struggle getting potties there because it's usually at 4:00 in the afternoon on a beautiful Sunday in the summer, and it's hard for people to get there. So to be able to come home across the street again means a lot.
Absolutely. Another thing that is coming out this year was talked about at the most recent board of directors meeting is about NEBN. That service is going to be a video of games broadcasts with a play-by-play announcer. And I know in the past that there's been mentions of, being able to possibly come out to Bennington, but, definitely, where when we go on the road where people can't come to see us because we're not in Bennington, getting a chance to see us. And I think it's a great thing for the league to be able to promote its players and its teams and its the men that play this game.
Oh, I agree. They did a couple games for us in 22, both very good games. One was the Wildcats game that we won. I forget the score, but that's the first time that I know of that we won against the Wildcats on the road. So that was big. That was a great game too, if you remember. Then he did the championship game, which we came up short on, but that was still a phenomenal game. So yeah, I mean, he does a nice job, and any time that you can get anybody to go out and put some time and effort into it and get it ready to go, and so people can watch it, I mean, sign me up for that.
I did also read in there, and I didn't see exactly what they want to do, but I know they were thinking about having some stats, having some of that stuff put together if they're able to do it. Again, I'm not sure if that's going to happen or not, but again, that would be a great thing for the league in terms of performance and how these guys actually play on the field, which I thought was interesting.
I can promise you that we'll do it. We always have.
We've tried. I've tried.
Yeah, and it's the way it's supposed to be. Is every team is supposed to keep track of their stats for a handful of reasons. One of which being for the All-Star process. So the All-Star process is the All-Stars are voted on by the players. So the way it works is once you register online through the through the league website, your information is captured in terms of your email, so they can send out a ballot. The ballot will contain stats, and what they're trying to do is make a legitimate All-Star game. So yeah, it's in order for that to happen, you got to do that. And quite frankly, if you're not keeping stats, I don't know how you can objectively elect any kind of league award.
I mean, that's what they used to do with the Pro Bowl. I mean, now obviously it's definitely way more fan driven, but years ago they used to do it where it was more, and they also have one that's like with the All Pro stuff that's like a player vote. So, you need those numbers to kind of be like, okay, like we can see who some of these top guys are, but what's the numbers say? And it's an objective way to do it when you're talking, how many teams we have in the league, 8, 10, 12, whatever the number is. Eventually.
Yeah, and the fact is, in my opinion, if you don't, as a team, if you don't take the time to record those sort of things, you're doing your own team disservice. If you don't have any kind of record, and it isn't, honestly, it's almost as bad as not having film. It's actually worse than not having film. Somebody once said it's like if you don't have a film, then it essentially didn't happen, which is true. Right. So that's why, I would say over the last few years, I would say there's a lot of teams that have done a really nice job of making sure they have film. But stats have definitely been lacking. And I get it. It's a manpower thing. But the reality of it is if you can't provide that to your team and to your players, and there's no aspect that comes with it, is like if you don't know how many times somebody threw the ball in a game or how many times you ran the ball in a game, what are you learning from? Like what's your baseline? So I don't know how. That's just us. I mean, I don't know how other teams do it, but anyway, get on tangent there. My apologies.
No, but again, that makes sense. And like you said, it is a manpower thing, and that's we all do this because we love the game, and nobody's getting paid for it. So we all love the game and all that. So that can be tough, but I also think, like you said, if you don't have it, it can be a disservice to your guys in terms of, hey, like who's going to be like our all-stars this year. Again, if you watch the game, sure, but if you don't, if I I can't see any other game, so if I see that such and such player has 2,000 yards or something like that, obviously, but if I don't see it, I don't know. So
Well,
I think you're right in that case as well.
yeah, and the other thing is too is it's big picture too. Like we've talked about this, I think on here, but if we haven't, then I guess this is the first time. But we aren't shy about being able to provide a platform for someone to potentially go on to the next level, whatever that next level may be. If you're going to sit here and tell people, oh yeah, we do this, we do that, and you don't film it and you don't have stats,
It's hard to push people to that next level.
you're a liar. Like, and I,
Flat out.
it's just that simple. And honestly too, and when it comes to like league awards, like if you want to nominate a player for that, what's the easiest way? Objectively, film.
Right. Film instead of numbers.
It's got to mean a little bit more in order for it to mean something.
Definitely. In the chat, I want to give a shout out to Garrett Claremont, one of our coaches in 2022, helped us out immensely, especially near the end of the year. He said, "What up, boys?" And he says, "Stats are a huge part of the game. We are meticulous in Cambridge with our film and stats, and I can attest to that. I got helped a lot from that over the years covering Cambridge football. So he is definitely right." So then a couple last things here. We're coming up on about a half hour or so. So, I know that we haven't really talked about it much recently, but I know you still got some merchandise, some hats, shirts, some lanyards still. How do people get? If they want to buy something from the store?
Well, right now it's very simple. We've had all kinds of different platforms in the past. Right now it's just going to be a little bit old fashioned. Just shoot us an email and I'll put it in here. Southern VTstorm@gmail.com. I'll post something later about what we do have. We have t-shirts and long sleeve hoodies, as well as lanyards, and we should have brand spanking new Storm Nike hats. I think February 11th is when they're supposed to be here. They're purple this time. They're very simple. I like them a lot. It just says Storm Football on the front, and a flag in the back, and somebody very close to our heart's initials on the side.
Mm-hmm.
Really looking forward to getting that out to you guys. Means a lot. Those initials in particular. That being Phil O'Neill.
Of course.
Yeah. So he means a lot to the program. But anyway, yes, we have some stuff. I'll get some stuff out there. I've had some people ask me. I just haven't gotten to a platform where it was made sense for us to do it, because it gets expensive to send that sort of stuff out.
Mm-hmm. And you were you had 9 days in the sunshine, so yeah, we got it.
Yeah. I'm actually like I said, I'm lucky it's not cold, but yeah, I definitely miss the sunshine already.
And then the final thing from me, we are about 2/3 full in terms of a roster. Double A, I believe, gets 45. Am I right?
We're way up to 65.
Okay. So more than
Yeah, but I don't really anticipate putting that many on a roster. That's just not, for the most part. I don't think that's really helpful. It's hard to manage 65 guys.
Yeah, but the point is that our team is still got open spots.
Yes, but it is something that we got to make sure that we get the right people in here.
Of course.
So if anybody is interested in discussing an opportunity with the team, the best bet right now is to email us at southernvtstorm@gmail. That'll allow us to kind of get in touch with you and start the process, because we want to make sure that we have the right group in here. It's important.
Absolutely. So lots of news, and hopefully in the next couple of weeks we'll have a couple new guys, or a couple different guys in.
I wouldn't call all of them new.
Well, yeah. No, definitely not. But a couple of different people coming in, getting a chance to talk to them and get their stories, and then before you know it, it'll be March and April, and football will be starting. We'll be getting going at some point.
Yeah, it's not that far away. I mean, to anybody that is on this team, is just when the team meetings, make sure you get to them because we have equipment we need to order, and you're not here to get your stuff that you need, and we don't have it. That's on you. That's all I can say.
All right. So yeah, that sounds good, and I look forward to coming back hopefully next week and talking to another person and getting a chance to know who they are, what they are, and keep going and getting ready for 2024.
Oh, definitely. I know. Like I think we're gonna try to do one Monday. We'll have to try to keep on that Wednesday schedule, but we've had some moving around we've had to do for variation of reasons. So we look forward to seeing everybody maybe as soon as Monday, maybe late as next Wednesday, I should say. With that, we'll talk to everybody soon.